Today I'm joined by Todd Warnick, the new head coach of the Lakeland Rustlers women's basketball team. He is here today to talk a little bit about him getting the job and a little bit about himself as well. And so thank you so much for joining me today, Todd. And first, let's start off by telling me a little bit about what really attracted you to becoming the next head coach of the Lakeland Rustlers women's basketball team.
I mean, a big part of it was primarily a family decision. We had, looked at potentially returning to Alberta at some point, and our my contract completed at TRU by the end of year 3, and so it was an opportunity for us to pivot and get a chance to get back to Alberta. My wife's from Southern Alberta, I'm from Central Alberta, so a chance to be closer to family. Um, I was always an admirer of the Lakeland program, having spent 15 years in the ACAC and watching the evolution of the institution of Rustlers athletics, of how it's grown to kind of be the benchmark of excellence. Those were always, something that was very intriguing to me. And so that opportunity to kind of be part of that and, the sporting culture and community in Lloyd were very attractive components to looking at the position as an opportunity.
And as you mentioned, this isn't your first time in the ACAC, so tell us a little bit about your coaching career so far.
Been coaching post-secondary basketball in Western Canada for 25 years. I started my career at the University of Lethbridge as an assistant coach with the women's program. Eventually went out to Vancouver Island where I was the men's head coach at VIU. We went to a national championship in my 4th year to finish with a national bronze. And then subsequently, I returned to Alberta when we had our first son, and took over from Scott Edwards at Concordia University of Edmonton when he departed for the U of A. And we were there for 4 years. In my 2nd year, we won an ACAC title. And then I pivoted from Concordia to Nate and spent 13 years at Nate. In that time, we went to nationals, hosted nationals, went to nationals 3 times, finished with a national bronze. And when I finished my time at Nate, it was we had finished with a national championship. And then came into Canada West for the last 3 years. Spent time at Thompson Rivers University, trying to navigate the transition there and get them kind of in a rebuilding mode. We had some family challenges at different times, and so I had to step away. But at the end of the day, it was a great learning experience and a great opportunity for me to bring the things that I learned from Canada West back into the ACAC and represent, Rustler Athletics and Lakeland College.
Finally, Todd, how excited are you and your family to be coming here and joining the Lakeland group?
I'm super excited. I have really, really fond memories of, the Lakeland College gym. I won an ACAC championship with Nate in that gym. Obviously an ACAC silver prior to going to nationals, the year that I finished at Nate. So it's a place I'm very familiar with in terms of its space. The Lloydminster community is an area that we're going to learn a lot about, and I'm looking forward to it. I've heard a lot of really positive and great things about the community as a whole. And again, our family was really driven by the chance to get back to Alberta. And so that was part of these are always family decisions when you're looking at your next move in the coaching profession. And, really right now recruiting is a focus. Emerging from a semester of declaring manifest hardship always resets a program. Spending as much time as I did in the ACAC, there have been a number of programs over the years that have declared manifest hardship for a whole variety of different reasons. So always coming out of that represents a challenge of a hard reset. And so, there are going to be growing pains, and it's going to take time to kind of figure out what, this next process looks like. So the institution is understanding of that. I understand the challenge that's ahead. And I'm looking forward to kind of taking those steps to move the program forward.
Thank you so much for all the information today, Todd, and I look forward to meeting you in person coming up this fall for the regular season.